flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming. First item of business is approval of the October 17th study session minutes.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next up, public comments. Going once, going twice. Next up, approval of the bills list. Seen the list?
Move to pay the bill.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Old business. Mr. Meyer, would you like to?
Bill number 2408 is ordinance 1095, an ordinance amending section 700-190C, user payment schedule of the city of Buckner, Missouri Municipal Code.
And because of the nature of this, we just wanted to do the reading by title this time, and then we'll do a second reading at the next meeting.
Yep.
Do we need to vote anything on that? Or?
Just first reading, you're good?
Okay.
Well, I mean, it'll automatically go to the next meeting unless someone wants to vote on it twice, but I understand given the nature of this one, we want to have a little time to sit. So
Yeah.
you obviously can have discussion if you want.
Okay. To that end, I think you got the new fee schedule that's in here, didn't you?
Yeah. It's an ordinance.
Yeah, so they're, just kind of remind everybody, the tier 1 will have no adjustment in the rate. It'll stay at $2.15. Tier 2 will go up to $4.65. Tier 3 is it'll go up $4.50 to $7. And then tier 4 goes up 5 1/4 to 12 1/4 total.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
clarification. If you're at tier 1
Yes, sir.
and you use one more gallon than 2,000, you get charged the new rate of 705, or excuse me, 455 on that 1 gallon or the whole ball of wax?
The whole ball of wax.
Woo-hoo.
You know, whenever you reach maximum, you automatically get bumped up to the next tier. So if you use 2001
So we
gallon, you get bumped up to
standard,
202.
We have to standard 2,000 gallons, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because if you use 2,000 gallons, yeah, it's going to cost you $4.30 because it's $2.15 a thousand. But then that incremental next 1,000, yes, would cost, right?
Yeah.
Because they layer.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Just the one thing that was different from the sample that was sent to us, originally what we received was for the effective December 1st, 2025 was if needed. And I couldn't figure out how to write into the ordinance what if needed would be. And so the way we've drafted it is it's automatic. It would, if approved at the next meeting, it would be automatically, this is what's going to happen in 2024, and then this is what's going to happen in 2025. But if you decide you don't want to do that, you can always take it back. But it's
Okay, we can
easier to
repeal
put
it.
it in and have it be self-effectuating than trying to figure out what sort of triggers would be needed in a year that, well, okay, this one hit, but that one didn't, and it just got too complicated for me.
No, I like that. And just again, for everybody, as a reminder, right now, the water fund is subsidizing sewer to the tune of about $80,000 a year. This increase only addresses about 55,000 of that. But again, to make sure that we don't if I'm gonna overshoot or miss, I wanna miss low. I don't wanna take more money from the citizens than we need. And that's why we have the as needed. If there's something in there that wasn't accounted for in the calculation, that we can always, at that point, say we wish to repeal the increase for 2026. So that's kind of the, so thank you, I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, right there. So if there's nothing else, new business, we have none. Elected officials' comments? Well, thank you everyone for coming tonight.
Mr. Mayor, if I could just have one more second.
You bet.
I want to make sure that the minutes reflect that because this is a rate ordinance, that we did have public availability and public comment both here and the prior meetings, so we certainly would have had public comment if there was any public here that wanted to comment on our rate increase.
And should we
So
do
that could be
anything
in
around that
minutes.
on the next meeting?
Be doing it again would be great.
Okay.
But certainly for the purposes of this first reading and our prior discussion,
Okay.
you know, we want to make sure the minutes reflect that we did have public comment or the opportunity
Very
for
good.
that.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes,
one
sir.
other thing, we probably ought to have on record about the valve that we worked on last night, that water, I don't know, at 11 o'clock, I turned the water on and we didn't have any.
Oh,
And I turned it back on about 2:30 and it was there. So I asked, and I'll let you all say what happened, so.
Yeah, as I remember I talked to you about, we had a water net survey came in, and we had a leak that Mr. Miles reported to me last week over on Melview Drive. It was actually 250 gallons per minute we was losing. The problem was it was going into a storm drain box and coming out on Lake City Road, and there was no way to trace it down, so we hired water net survey to come in and detect the leak for us and pinpoint exactly where it was at. While I was in town, I talked to the mayor about, since we had all these water main breaks last summer, to go ahead and have him do the whole entire town for $3,096 what he's gonna charge us. And so the last 2 days he did all the town, and he found that 3 other leaks. One was the one on 24 Highway in North Central, which was 10 gallons per minute it was putting out. It was doing the same thing, it was going down to the ditch and going behind that turf farm. And so we hired, She Digs It to come in and do it, and they did it at night to blow the effects on people. And then the other 2 that he found were just pinpoint leaks. I mean, we dug one up by a fire hydrant, and it was so dry, we could pinpoint it, it was 0.1 of a gallon per minute. So, I mean,
do we have any update on the Jackson County funding, the ARPA money?
I talked to Manny on Monday and Tuesday, and he said that Tuesday they had the voting. It passed to set aside so much money for communities, but he intends that it's going to be vetoed. So he suggests that we keep on calling Jackson County at-large representative and then our Jackson County legislator, and keep
We need to make that-
calling them. I don't know who the at-large is, I have to look at the website. I think Ginny Lawyer out of Blue Springs is supposed to be our district representative.
We probably ought to put that on our
Yeah.
sign out on the highway.
But he,
Yeah.
like I said, it did pass, but he fully intends that, I'm assuming Frank Wright's gonna veto it.
Yeah, there was an article last week, I think, where Frank was saying he fed about it, so.
Yeah, I think he wants to use it on the courthouse
Yeah, he wants to go to
downtown.
the courthouse,
Yeah.
which is not allowed, it's supposed to be infrastructures.
Is that what? It's not allowed. Really?
Yeah, you're supposed to use it only for infrastructure,
infrastructure
sewer, water,
only.
streets.
Trying to wait us out. But I do like, and I'll send you something in the morning email. But if we could, yeah, craft a message that wouldn't be distracting to drivers, but just, something about, help, tell Jackson County to fix our water and use that ARPA money.
Would it be unethical to use our text line and put a little message out about that, and let people have that information?
Yes. Okay, you're fine.
That would be on the text line and Facebook, and that would inform a lot of the community about that. Something else that,
And some of the folks have time to call and
Yeah.
text and email, so.
Yeah, because that's what it's gonna take.
something else that would be huge, and I
Can we put it
was,
on the water bill?
Yeah. but
Sure, people
they're gonna-
don't read it, but-
Yeah, the second, I don't know if they'll have it before the vote.
I see.
we've only got one more meeting though with the legislator this year, and they gotta have it done by the end of the year. And I think that a public presence and a city presence at the meeting would go a long way. I mean, if they got somebody they're sitting there looking at, that would be huge. I wanted to say something last meeting, but
I would,
it's Monday at 3 o'clock. The first Monday in December at 3 o'clock, I believe, is their next meeting
And that's how
downtown. And I think that a
yeah,
presence
it's
would,
downtown.
Well, downtown's pretty big. What exactly is downtown?
The courthouse downtown.
The
Courthouse
courthouse.
downtown.
On
Charleston County Courthouse.
Well, they can park there at Steve's
Yeah, I was
place
gonna
and walk
go
over.
Monday, but,
Come on in.
I was gonna go Monday, but I got halfway down, I got stuck in traffic for the Monday night football game, I was like, I ain't going back downtown.
I did have a question on our rate increase. If that goes through in a couple weeks, are we gonna send something out or notify?
No,
Because
we
Casey's
can't.
gonna get slammed
Yeah,
in
we will.
January, because we got issues with the meters anyway, so,
Yeah.
I mean, when they see their bill goes up, she's
Yeah.
gonna get hammered.
Yeah, we'll make sure we put on, we can put on a, we like, so we put on the water bill, and we can actually send out mailers too, and we can put it on Facebook, and
Or on the message board.
well, message board, we put it on
Okay.
channel, whatever, the government channel that we got.
What percentage of Buckner uses over 2,000 gallons?
I have
We had that number last meeting.
yeah. Tier 1, which is not changing, has a sample of 1,000. Tier 2 is 742. Tier 3 is 247. Tier 4 is 83. So by far, most of the people, I mean, the most, but the largest group is Tier 1, and they're not having anything happen. And I don't know, I guess that it's probably somewhat dynamic that people move some, you know, there's people at the top of Tier 1 that move into 2 and bottom of 2 that drop into 1. I didn't have them by name, it was aggregated by bills per category. But what is that, 980? Yeah, it's almost half is Tier 1 and the other half is everything else.
What was the previous rate on tier 2? Or the current rate, I guess?
215.
215.
Yeah, everything's 215 right now.
It didn't change at all.
No, that's tier 1, tier 2.
Oh, tier 2, I'm sorry.
But in Tier 2 currently is 215.
Yeah, all tiers are currently 215.
Oh, they're all currently 250,
Yes.
okay.
Every tier is currently 215.
Well, if we have nothing else, 12 minutes, I guess. Take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We stand adjourned.